fall over. How about that lamp is screwing everything up. Ooh, something's not right. Okay, I gotta get more books. Calm yourself. Not you. Me. Oh, bummer. Sorry. I have a different setup. My tripod is different today. That was really scary. I'm taking my shoes off. It's okay, they're made of rubber. It won't hurt anything. Hi, whoever the one person is here. Feeling highly annoyed at the moment, so I thought I would go on live. I always seem to come on the live when I'm annoyed. I'm not completely 100% annoyed, just a little. Because of noise and heat and itchy hair. I put some clips in my hair. Oh, I washed my hair today. So I was supposed to get sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. But of course, I got the wrong word stuck in my head and I got silicone-free because, you know, they both start with S and end with E. So I forgot which was which, and I got silicone-free instead of sulfate-free. But everything seems to be okay anyway. I put a few clips so I don't have it in my face. Hello, whoever's here. Hello, whoever's here. I've got my fan. I have you on a tripod of books tonight instead of my usual tripod of CDs. We're definitely going to be reading Some Strange Message in the Parchment, but I just feel like, I don't know, showing you my stack of CDs first. But first, I need to, I need to get some more water. What does that smell? I have to go, I also have to spray something. Something smells funny. I'll be right back. Where's my Febreze? I love this one. It smells so good. Except I can feel it like falling on me. I love the smell of the Febreze I have. I forgot what it's called. It smells very fresh, but I don't like that you can feel it falling on you. Mariah Carey. And I wonder, is it leaving a Febreze film all over me? Ugh. I wonder who's here. Please show yourself. I mean, say who you are. Do I know who you are? It's Saturday, so probably not many people will show up. And I am fine with that. I'll just talk to one person here. And know that other people will watch it after. So I put a clip here and I put a clip here. Hello, Barbara Schumacher. Schumacher, however you pronounce it. Let me show you. Wow. We gotta wait for at least 2 people before I show off my stack of CDs, right? It's a beautiful day today here in Montreal, Quebec. The weather's nice. It's a little bit too hot at times. I'm getting used to my wig. I'm trying to treat it as if it is just normal hair. It is normal hair. I'm trying to pretend it's my own personal hair. Well, it is because I bought it. But you know what I mean? I'm trying to pretend it's part of me. Yeah. So, would you like to see my stack of CDs? Should I just start showing my stack of CDs? I have so many CDs. They're packed up in boxes in my parents' basement. I mean, a lot of people have more CDs than me, but I feel it is an obnoxious amount of CDs. And over the years, I've just grabbed a few out of there, and they've come come here with me. I'm sure I have others somewhere, but this is just a stack I have handy. So in no particular order, here's one. It's classical music, and it's all like lullabies to help your baby sleep. It's called Sweet Dreams. It has a song about sheep on it, so it's kind of fitting. Sheep may graze, I think. Yep. Bach. Sheep may safely graze. It also has my favorite classical composition, which is Ravel, Pavan for a Dead Princess. That is my most favorite classical piece. So romantic. This is very nice for falling asleep. You don't have to be a baby. 1989 CBS Records. So this little baby's not a baby anymore. Then this is one of my most favorite albums of all time. It's Wilson Phillips. Oh my gosh. So I love the Beach Boys since I'm little because my dad had a bunch of Beach Boys cassettes and records, more cassettes than records. So we would listen to them in the car a lot, and I just fell in love with the Beach Boys. And then one time in 1990, the song came on the radio called Hold On. And I was like, this is a cool song. And then, you know, it was like Brian Wilson's Daughters. And I don't like the mamas and the papas, but I do love China Phillips, who's the other girl. And this is one of my favorite albums ever. My favorite is Wendy. Oh, here's some Beach Boys. This is a nice compilation. The Beach Boys, The Warmth of the Sun. It has 28 songs on it. I love it. This is a very special CD to me. I also have it on vinyl. I have my grandmother's copy on vinyl. Whenever I would go into my grandmother's house and like show interest in anything, she'd tell me to take it home with me. So I was looking through her records and I found this one, Postcard by Mary Hopkin. And I just thought it looked so romantic. The picture and the names of the songs. So I took it home. My grandmother was from Wales, and Mary Hopkin is a Welsh folk singer. So it's very Welsh and reminds me of my grandmother. So I got the CD eventually, right? I also I'm friends on Facebook with the president of her fan club. And so I got Mary Hopkin's autograph through her. Very special. That stays in there. And then I have another Mary Hopkin compilation. Then I have a Leslie Gore. The Golden Hits of Leslie Gore. I like this a lot. It's fun. It's fun. My favorite Leslie Gore song is, oh boy. Well, I like quite a few of them. I'm not sure. California Nights, I think, what is my favorite. Then, since I'm little, I always loved Marilyn Monroe. And here's a soundtrack from one of her last movies, Let's Make Love. I don't really like this movie, but I got the soundtrack from Columbia House. I really like this dress she has on in this scene. I'm not a huge fan of Marilyn's look towards the end of her life. I'm more into young Norma Jean and when she just started being Marilyn Monroe. This is Blossom Dearie. I love this lady. She's from New York, I think. Well, she was from New York, and she's a jazz pianist and has a very sweet little girl voice. And that's very fun. And this has nothing in it. It's just a sleeve. It says, the London Symphony Orchestra, relaxing with the classics. Oh, this came from my dad because it says, compliments of quick tacks. The CD's gone. I don't know why I have it. And then I have, this is also one of my most favorite albums. Jeff Buckley, Grace. Wow, he had the voice of an angel. I love his voice. One of my favorite songs is Last Goodbye. This is a beautiful album. Here's a soundtrack from a movie I very much enjoy, Now and Then. Has anyone seen the movie? It goes back and forth between, is it from the 90s? Yeah. Holy Hannah, 1995. Okay. From 1990, it goes back and forth between 1995 and, I don't know, like 1970 or something. And it's just full of 60s music. And then it has one Susanna Hoffs song. This, for some reason, I don't have the cover of this. And I bought this just because I liked the cover so much. And I don't have the little insert thing. But the CD itself is pretty. The printing on the CD, it's like got flowers on it. Medieval Babes. It's written all medieval like. It's just pretty music. Pretty music. And then we have another soundtrack, Wayne's World. So that's my pile of CDs. Like it or lump it. It seems like I always have Mary Hop. What was the name of that movie again? Which one? Now and Then? Wait a minute. I'll get both of them. Whoops. Wait, I had 3 movie soundtracks. This is a movie soundtrack. This is a movie soundtrack. First it was Let's Make Love with Marilyn Monroe. And then Now and Then. It's from 1995. It's really fun. It's like a coming of age movie. It's kind of like Stand By Me for girls. It's really fun and I love it. And then Wayne's World. I think you meant this one, right? It's a really nice movie. If you haven't seen it, you might like that kind of a movie. So, I guess I'll start reading. I think I'm just going to do one chapter. Now and Then. Thanks, I'll check it out. Yeah, it's really, for me, it's the kind of movie I can watch over and over again. It has sad parts, it has funny parts. I kind of like the look of it. Well, I got the soundtrack because I like the music a lot. There's lots of songs in the movie that are not on the soundtrack too. Well, let's see. In the current time, it's like 4 best friends and they're meeting up in the current time, which is 1995. And they reminisce. And so we go back in time to when they were like 12 or something. So it has Demi Moore, Melanie Griffith, Rosie O'Donnell, and Rita Wilson are the grown-up girls. And then when they're younger, it's Gabby Hoffman, Thora Birch, Christina Ricci, and what is that girl's name? Ashley Aston Moore. And the soundtrack has the Archies, Tony Orlando and Dawn, Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, Frida Payne, the Monkees, Badfinger, Vanity Fair, Free, Diana Ross and the Supremes, and Susanna Hoffs. I like Susanna Hoffs. Okay, here's a tough question. Bangles or Go-Go's? I like them both. I like the Bangles better though. They're a bit less raucous. Go-Go's are a bit too scary for me. Like in real life, how they're like really like heavy metal guys or something. Their lifestyle was a bit too much for me. I mean, I love their music. I think I like the Bangles better because I like their music better too, but just the whole lifestyle that they kind of promoted, I prefer the Bangles. They're wholesomer. I can't believe how fast we are doing this. A big important job. Oh yeah. Ned and the Nedlings are on their way. And Bess and George. I don't have a name for them. Right, and it was James Olchak from our little community here that came up with Ned and the Nedlings. I adopted it. Also, he was like got onto the Mrs. Dondo thing, so he was the one who inspired the theme of my first art contest. I like both peripherally. Ooh, I lean towards the Go-Go's though. They have some really fun songs. I love Belinda Carlisle's voice. So at the end of chapter, trying to read Roman numerals. At the end of chapter 15, there was a phone call and it was Ned. And Ned was like, hope you have some detective work for us to do. And Nancy said, indeed I have. A big, important job is waiting for you. Whew, I'm excited. And chapter 16 is called Reinforcements. That's Ned and the Nedlings and the ladies. They are the reinforcements. I feel like I need a wafer thin mint. I just need something. A wafer thin mint? Does anyone know who Mr. Creosote is? Would you like a, oh, uh-oh. My cord for connecting keeps going off and on, like charging, not charging, charging, not charging. And when I do lives, it goes. I'm from LA. Los Angeles? Louisiana. Los Angeles. Like the Go-Go's, right? They're from Hollywood. They had that song. Mr. Creosote is a character from Python. He's this quite portly fellow who is eating in a restaurant. He eats a lot. And John Cleese is the waiter. Anyway, he's like finished eating and he's like quite stuffed. And the waiter comes up and he's like, would you like a wafer, just like a little after dinner mint, a wafer thin mint, he says. And Mr. Creosote was like, no, thank you. He keeps saying, no, I don't want the mint. But John Cleese, the waiter, he keeps insisting, you must eat this. And so Mr. Creosote eats the mint and then, well, I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you look up Monty Python, Mr. Creosote, you'll find a clip of it, I'm sure. I can't remember the movie that it's in. One of those Monty Python movies that's like a compilation of stuff. I'm very sorry for the sniffing. I'm going to smell some geranium, okay? How do my clips look? Sorry. Okay, or I'll send you the link. Well, you can look it up, and if you can't find it, just tell me on Instagram. Creosote, you know how to spell that. You can spell peripherally. Now, when you say you like the Go-Go's and the Bangles peripherally, what does that mean? Thank you. It's, I'm getting more used to it. You just have to think to yourself, this isn't a wig. This is my hair. I'm checking apparently the first time I read this, I stopped here because it's bent over. Reinforcements. Oh my gosh. No spoilers, but Ned just cried something. Ned cried. I can't wait for Ned. Oh, this is going to be fun. We've got Bess. We've got George. We might get a Hypers. Thank you so much. Well, my natural hair color, I didn't realize how dark it was because I'm chopping it right at the root and it is black. When I was a newborn baby, I had black hair. So I haven't had my own natural hair color except for like roots for many years. So maybe it is really, really dark. Well, it is because I can see it right at the root when I cut it off. All right, let us start with, I'm going to turn the chat off while I'm reading. Because when I see a message pop up, I'm like, I got to look at it. I got to look at it. Okay. Chapter 16, Reinforcements. All that day, there was a flurry of excitement in the Flockhart farmhouse. Rooms were prepared for the guests, and the refrigerators were filled from the well-stocked cold storage rooms. Bess is going to be a happy camper. The task was almost completed when the telephone rang. Nancy was closest to the instrument, so she answered the call. It was from Vincenzo Caspari. Is that you, Nancy? He asked. When she told him it was, he said, I'm so glad I found you at home. I have some very important and exciting news to tell you. Oh, right. He's the one whose parents live in Rome, and they're going to find Diana Boiardi. Bollardo. Good. What is it? Nancy asked eagerly. The artist said he had been in touch with his grandparents in Rome. They, in turn, had tracked down Diana Bollardo. Marvelous, Nancy exclaimed. She was tempted to ask him a lot of questions, but she listened silently as Mr. Caspari gave her the rest of his message. The young woman is indeed the person who painted the parchment Mr. Flockhart purchased. Incidentally, I did not tell them it had been stolen. They would have wanted to know all the details, and I would not have been able to explain. Nancy thought this was probably wise. My I can't talk normal. My grandparents reported you know why I messed up the word grandparents? Because I saw that there was an Italian word coming up and I got scared. So I messed up the English word in anticipation of the Italian word. Signora. My grandparents reported that Signora Bollardo admitted she had painted the parchment picture, but otherwise had been very secretive. One thing she mentioned will surprise you, and I am sure delight you. Diana Bollardo plans to leave at once for the United States. She'll fly over, so she should arrive soon. They're going to have a full house. Nancy was amazed and delighted to hear this. Where will she stay in the United States? The girl detective could hear Mr. Caspari chuckle at the other end of the phone. This will be a really big surprise to you, he replied. She is coming directly to my home and then going to the Flockhart farmhouse. Nancy could hardly believe her ears. She was actually going to see and talk to the woman who had made the parchment picture. Again, the thought flashed through her mind that the baby in Signora Bollardo's picture might be Tony. Do you guys think it's Tony? Tony Baloney. I don't know why I said that. I just bought some bologna, so maybe that's why. Since Vincenzo Caspari had no more to report, She thanked him for doing this valuable bit of sleuthing. Then they said goodbye. She rushed off to inform Mrs. Flockhart and Junie of the latest development. Both of them looked at her unbelievingly. Then a sudden thought occurred to Mrs. Flockhart. She threw up her hands. Oh, again, someone throws up their hands. "One more guest," she exclaimed. "And she'll want her own room, I'm sure. This house is large, but does not have rubber sides." She's getting verklempt. "It's going to take some figuring to decide where to put so many people." At this moment, Mr. Flockhart walked in. He was told the latest news. First, Nancy revealed that Bess and George were coming with Ned, Bert, and Dave, then surprised him with the announcement that Senora Diana Bellardo was also arriving. The big man stood in the center of the floor with his feet apart. He chuckled. "I'd say we're going to have a house full. How would it be if we put the boys out in a vacant tenant house?" Junie spoke up. "Oh, Nancy, they are darling houses. I wouldn't mind living in one of them myself." "That sounds great," Nancy said. "I'm sure the boys will be happy there." She doesn't care where Ned sleeps, as long as he does all of her dirty work. Am I right? The housekeeping... My brain. This is your brain on wigs. Gone. The house cleaning continued for more than an hour. Then Nancy and Junie went to one of the tenant houses. "I made it through 3 pages, and I only made 30 mistakes." Pretty impressive, right? Please excuse my fingers, but I have to keep checking my, okay, we're doing okay. My battery, because I would be quite saddened if I was in the middle of the chapter and then it just went, my phone died, you know? I want French fries and hot dogs. Totally unrelated. In one more page, no wait, on the next page, they get there. Why am I so excited? Why am I so excited about them coming into the book finally? Peripherally, I didn't buy their records tapes, but I know their hits. Okay, like peripheral vision. It looks completely natural on you. Yes, thank you again. Thank you again. You're so sweet. Very insecure. All right. I can't wait. I can't wait any longer. Breathe. "This place looks spick and span to me," Nancy remarked, walking in. Junie smiled. "My father is very strict about that. When tenant families move, they are required to leave it clean and tidy." There was nothing for the girls to do but a little dusting. As soon as this was finished, they left. Nancy helped Junie with her farm chores, but all the time she kept thinking about the mystery and the turn it would take when Senora Bellardo arrived. It would be exciting, she was sure. The following morning, Ned, Bert, and Dave drove in with Bess and George. As Nancy introduced them to the Flockharts and Dan, she realized how proud she was of her friends. Ned was tall and good-looking. Bert and Dave were a little shorter. All of them were athletic. Bess and George were cousins, but quite different from each other. Bess was a slightly plump blonde with dimples. George wore her hair short and was a brunette. She liked plain clothes. whereas Bess tended to admire frills. I like a bit of both. What a wonderful place this is, Bess exclaimed enthusiastically. Land, land as far as you can see. Dave said, How would you like to mow 600 acres of it? Junie replied, We let the sheep do it. Okay. The next sentence is not funny, but I misread it peripherally. Junie replied, We let the sheep do it. Ned asked, With a tractor? But peripherally I read, Ned asked, What's a tractor? Oh, he's such a city boy. What's a tractor? With a tractor? Sure, said Junie, her eyes twinkling. We train all our sheep to ride mowers, rake and bale hay, and store it. Enough, cried Ned. After a hearty second breakfast, Dan took the boys to their own house. They changed into farm clothes, then joined the girls who also were in shirts and jeans. The boys were eager to be off on their mission. Mr. Flockhart had explained the situation to them and asked that they try to have a full report for him, at least by the following evening. Dan joined them and the four drove off, with the girls wishing them luck. They're going to stay and do girl stuff. Junie asked Bess and George, How would you like to have a tour of my father's barns and his factory? Great, they answered. Uh-oh, I think Bess is going to the slaughterhouse. I think we have to go to the slaughterhouse again. Oh, Lordy Bagordy. Can you handle another visit to the slaughterhouse? This time with sensitive Bess? Poor little Bessie. Everything went well, and the visitors were extremely interested in the work until they came to the slaughterhouse. Then Bess rebelled. She covered her ears with her hands and said, I can't stand that bleeding. Oh, those poor things. Why, oh, why do they have to be killed? Junie, used to this since childhood, smiled. She replied, They're killed so you and others will have lamb to eat, Bess. Don't you like it? Bess said, Oh, yes, I love it. But don't ask me to watch the slaughter in this barn. She walked off and returned to the barn where the baby lambs were. Meanwhile, the other three girls went into the slaughterhouse, but after watching the operation a few minutes, came out and joined Bess. Let's go to the place where your father sells articles made from sheepskins, Bess suggested to Junie. Poor Bess. Nancy said, I must warn you, Bess, you're going to lose your heart to a lot of things you see in this shop. Watch your pocketbook. George was just as intrigued by the sheepskin articles as Bess was. The cousins bought gloves for their parents and treated themselves to after-ski booties. I hate the word booties, by the way. It's a cringe word to me. I get icky feelings whenever I say it. But I do not censor my books or the books or change anything. Like when I read The Clue in the Old Album, a commenter said, could you please not use the word gypsy when you read this? Like, it says gypsy on every page. So you're just going to have to not listen to it, or you're going to have to deal with the word gypsy. Okay? After ski, booties. The tour continued for some time. Then the girls drove up the hillside to see Easy. Though the shepherd was in front of his cabin, Tony was nowhere to be seen. Nancy asked the sheep herder where he was. After being introduced to Bess and George, Easy said, "In his schoolroom." Nancy looked puzzled. "Where's that?" Easy took his visitors to a well-camouflaged bower beyond the rear of his cabin. They walked inside. Tony was seated on the ground, writing English words. The boy jumped up, and when he was introduced, made a low bow to the newcomers. To the amazement of Nancy and Junie, he said in perfect English, "Good morning. I am very glad to see you." "Oh, so cute." "How wonderful," Nancy said. "You learn very fast." Tony was pleased. "Mr. Easy, good teacher," he told the girls. Oh, why is he so cute? Cute lambs, cute Italian boys, cute Officer Browning. Bess whispered to George, "Isn't he darling?" Shyly, Tony opened his notebook and showed the girls a sketch of Easy, which he had made. Nancy and Junie exclaimed in amazement. "It's a marvelous likeness," Junie remarked, smiling at Tony. "You have a lot of talent." At this moment, Rover came bounding up. He stood still, looking at the group and barking furiously. "This means," said Junie, "that there is a disturbance somewhere among the sheep. Perhaps some strangers are arriving." Tony looked frightened. Quickly, he gathered up his books and papers and disappeared behind a screen of trees, bushes, and vines. By this time, Easy had started to follow Rover among the sheep. George puckered her mouth and quipped, "He ought to be called Uneasy." Oh my goodness. Piper's George. Don't make jokes like that. That was a Ned sort of joke. Nancy and Junie had already started running after the shepherd, so Bess and George followed. Soon they could see two men trudging up the hill. Their clothes indicated they were law officers. Both wore badges. When Easy and his group met the two men, the shepherd asked, "What do you want?" Without answering him, one of the men asked, "Which of you girls is Nancy Drew?" When the young sleuth answered, "I am," the same officer said, "Then you are accused of kidnapping Tony Rocco." End of chapter 16. Uh-oh. Yikes, a lot happened in that chapter, didn't it? Goodness gracious. Hey, it's Digby. You shouldn't be insecure at all. You're lovely. Oh, I'm also blushy. And you come off confident, by the way. People say that. I guess, like, I feel the opposite of that. Hey, kiddo. Hi, old man. I've been waiting for Bess to go to the slaughterhouse. Oh, no, not the abattoir. I'm with Bess. Why are some of the sweetest, most beautiful creatures also the tastiest? Remember Lisa the vegetarian? Yeah. I had a lamb stew a couple of weeks ago. I know. Lamb is so yummy. Why? Why can't tasty animals be ugly? I love ugly animals too. I don't think any animals are ugly. You know how they have like ugliest dog contests and stuff? I think they're adorable. They're so cute. I saw a dog this morning when I was out and about, when I was walking home from the cafe and like feeling all insecure about my wig. This little puppy, well, he was on a leash, but he was like doing his own thing. And his master girl was like his lady was there. And the little puppy like came up in front of me and he seemed kind of perturbed, like something wasn't quite right. And I was like, he knows. He knows I'm wearing a wig and he feels funny. He feels like something is off about me. And I said that. I like said that out loud. I'm like, this dog knows something's not right. He knows I'm wearing a wig. And the girl was like, that's a wig? I don't look at all like a wig. So they were like my two favorite people, my favorite person and favorite puppy of the day. Anyway, the dog was it was just a little guy, and he was a Rottweiler and Husky mix. He looked pretty much just like a Rottweiler. His shape was kind of Husky-esque, but he had like brown eyes and the same coloring as a Rottweiler. He was so cute. All right, I'm gonna like, do you want me to whip off my wig right now? Actually, I think I'm gonna keep these guys in. Do you want to see what my hair looks like, or like what I look like underneath this? Because I can't wait to take this off. Want me to take it off? Oh, uh-oh, I got connected. YouTube got mad at me because I wanted to take my wig off. Okay, I'm here. Do you want me to take my wig off? Okay, I'm taking it off. I don't care what you want. Now, I don't have like a electric razor to do a buzz cut, so it looks highly goofy at the moment because I took my scissors, you know, and just went. The dog knows this is a wig. It's true. You know how dogs can sense things, right? Like ghosts and cancer? Well, you can sense wigs too. Oh, I feel like a Manson girl. Ew, gross. I'm going to wake up with a swastika on my forehead. But I don't even, I was going to go to the salon and like have them buzz it right off, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I might bleach it actually. And then it just won't show as much, you know? Speaking of hair and my wig, I haven't looked at the back of my wig. I have no idea what it looks like at the back. I never really care what the back of my hair looks like because I don't see it. So if I don't see it, I don't care. Thank you, everybody. Oh, also, do you want me to show you? I didn't get one of those styrofoam mannequin heads that you rest your wig on to dry and to keep it all, the shape of your head or whatever. But I do have someone, I put it on someone. I think I miss a spot every time I cut my hair. It wasn't meant to be cut. That's what that means. Let me show you my wig holder, okay? This is my wig holder. It fits, I put it on at the back and then I shook it like that. He held it while it dried. He held it overnight. He's such a good boy. Oh, thank you. E.T. When I was, E.T. was the first movie I saw in the theater. And I was obsessed with E.T. So this is my E.T. from childhood. I still have him. His eyes are pretty scratched up, but he doesn't have any holes in him. And he has stayed with me all this time. Annie Lennox. Oh, right, Annie Lennox. So I haven't watched Coronation Street for like months now. And there's a character on there who looks exactly like Annie Lennox. And when I was just getting into the show and I couldn't remember all the character names. I would just call her Annie Lennox. So that's E.T., and he is my little wig holder. Come on, let's put this on. I'm trying to be so gentle with it because it was expensive. It was an investment for my... Oh, it reminds me of the scene, you know, when he's in the closet hiding with all the other, with all the toys. Doesn't he has a wig on and a hat, I think. Right, yep, the wig was blonde. Yeah, when I was little, I loved E.T. I have another E.T. thing I can show you from my childhood. Now, I don't know how this thing never broke, let me tell you, knock on wood. Is this real wood? I think it's from IKEA. I don't think it's real wood. I have to find some real wood to knock on. Books are made of wood. Okay, I knocked on a book. Oh, he's a little dusty. You're a little dusty. You're a little bit dusty. Okay, oh my gosh, he's very dusty. I have to dust him off. This is a ceramic E.T. I won him in kindergarten. That's right. And he is still in one piece. And he's very scary. He's a scary E.T. Whereas the plush one is like cute with big eyeballs. Well, this guy will give you the nightmares, right? I wonder if he has a date on him. That someone put on. No, see, nobody, whoever painted it didn't put their little initial on it with the year. That's too bad. Oh my goodness, you need a dusting. Why didn't you call home? Why didn't you phone the maid from home? Phone home. I'm your maid. So that is my E.T. from kindergarten. I won him in a raffle. Everyone was so jealous. I'm just kidding. Some kids were afraid of E.T. No, E.T.'s a good guy. I knew it. I knew E.T. was a good guy, so he didn't scare me. I could see that he had a good heart. Okay, I'm gonna throw him back up. I'm not gonna throw you. I'm gonna place him back on the shelf. Don't fall over now. Take your place beside soft wig E.T. Are you jealous because you don't have a wig? I think he's a little jealous because he doesn't have a wig. I might have to make one out of, like, that I would make for a doll, you know? That's what I should do. I'll make him a blonde wig out of, like, knitting stuff. And I actually have a little straw hat for a doll I could put on him. Yes, so that is my hair. And I think I've exposed myself enough tonight. I'm going to order some French fries or something. Okay? I guess so, or just got really lucky. Because, I mean, I have other stuff from my childhood that didn't make it. I had a really cool Snoopy piggy bank that was ceramic and painted. And maybe 7 years ago, I accidentally dropped him. Why? I've not had fries in almost a year. On purpose? Trying to wrap my head around that one. Oh yeah, so I have a lot of scarves, but not really right one. I'm gonna get some cheapo scarves just so I can do some fancy little turbans and whatnot. Ooh, yummy. I wish I was your son, Leanne. Do you have lots of ketchup? Ketchup in a glass of milk? Can I be your son? Fries with salt and vinegar. Yes. I love vinegar, okay? When I smell vinegar, even when it's just like somebody cleaning, I smell the vinegar. I want French fries and vinegar. Oh yeah, air fryers are. Everyone air fries everything. I'm missing a few little thingies here. I want fries. Lack of opportunity. It's been a weird year. The little girl dressed him up. Yep, Gertie. Gertie dressed him up. I love Gertie. Very nostalgic movie for me. Oh, has anyone ever seen Grey Gardens? I'm going to be little Edie. Does anyone know Grey Gardens? I've got to get that Long Island accent. And why does she wears pants as skirts or something? I don't know. Who here knows Grey Gardens? I'm going to get a bunch of cats and just let the place go to pieces. And I'm going to be little Edie. Except I don't have a famous rich relative. That could be a drawback. Yes, let's all go eat at Leanne's. Unfortunately, I can't, but I am going to sign off now. Oh, do you know what is also scary? Scary bald people? The movie THX 1138. Oh, that movie creeps me out more than any other movie I've ever seen. Oh. And with that, I will leave you. Have a wonderful Saturday night. Enjoy your French fries. Enjoy whatever you're doing tonight. Thank you for coming. I feel shy. Bye. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye. Charity. Hi and bye, Charity.